I think what happened was my focus was diverted. Therefore, I can't be as good. So therefore, I'm going to quit.
Okay, got you.
You are watching First Time on Zoom. On this show, two strangers meet each other for the first time. They have a set of questions to ask each other to get vulnerable in 15 minutes.
So hi, my name is Hailey Sani. I do like fashion, lifestyle, vlogs and stuff on my YouTube channel. I am also a college student currently.
So my name is Jade, and I am a YouTuber, but also I run a media company. I left high school at 16, and as cringy as it sounds, diving into education is something I'm really passionate about because although I didn't go through like a traditional medium, I love learning. So what's your experience balancing a successful YouTube channel, which I have seen your videos, and also like business and school? Like, how do you go about that?
It is definitely hard because the way that the traditional education system is set up, it kind of requires you to be a full-time student, but no teacher or no education system considers like, what if this person has a whole ass career on this side, you know? I have to have a social life and like be a human being, and then I have to make time for running a whole business. I think balancing is definitely, it comes with skill. It's a job. People think it's like a hobby. It's really not. My question for you is, what brought you to the decision of dropping out?
It was my sophomore year of high school, and I left high school very abruptly, like similar to you, probably for similar reasons. Like my mindset was very driven into work. I didn't see anything I was learning functional. I was so involved, and to go to dropping out, it had to be a big why. I found a big why, which is that I really want to tell more stories online, and it was an overtime process of just slowly not showing up, just to be very honest.
Okay, so you said it's because you wanted to focus more time on your YouTube channel and like storytelling online. Was that difficult for you to do with school, or like why did school not have to be a part of the picture in order for you to be able to do that?
So something to note is before this whole YouTube thing, I'm the type of person that's like, I'm either all or nothing. I think what happened is my focus was diverted. Therefore, I can't be as good. So therefore, I'm going to quit.
Okay, got you. I honestly get it. Like, the reason that I took a break from college last year is the same exact reason. I was like, I could be so much better. Like, I could be more involved in school. I could be getting better grades if I wasn't doing YouTube, but like not doing YouTube was completely out of the picture. Like that just wasn't even an option for me because I worked so hard to build it up. But like, I can always come back to it. You know, that's true. That's what I initially had said, yeah. How did dropping out affect your life outside of the internet?
Like what you described to me is exactly how I feel. I think I'm the same way. I love learning, but I don't prioritize it because it's not required, right? And I feel like for business, all of it, like for YouTube too, you're just on the court and you don't ever spend time just training. And it's weird because most careers are training. And I think that training is important because you build technique and you practice.
Like, just like how you said, the information that I'm learning isn't something that I can really apply to my life, like very directly, but I feel like the discipline and then like the connections that I made, how to manage my time and stuff like that. And some people are just born with it where they're just naturally good at it, and some people have to go through really shitty hard classes in order to like obtain those skills. I think it kind of differs.
Was it a day you woke up, you're like, man, I feel like I'm overwhelmed, like jumping into it too soon? Or like, how did you go about the thought process? And to be so committed on like, I'm just going to go full time on YouTube, to like over time or like realizing you wanted to go back to school? Like, what was that process?
It definitely was not a one day thing. I wish it was. It was so many days of me like making pros and cons lists. I know that I'm capable if I really want to, with a couple mental breakdowns here and there. I can have both of them go for me at the same time, you know? How did dropping out drive you business-wise? Do you have any regrets or all thumbs up?
I mean, I think for me, it's like, I know that if I put my 110% in, I will come out stronger. Because literally, there was no option. I think people and my parents are even like, why are you working so hard? Like, yes, it stresses me out, but I also think it does help business-wise with my success because on the one end, you are so driven and people ask where I get my discipline. I genuinely think it's the environment you build for yourself. Like, you can build discipline into yourself, into your lifestyle, which I think was helping me learn. I actually don't think I regret it, but it might change depending on if I know more. I didn't feel like a normal teenager, so I almost wanted to use it to my advantage, but I'm still in progress of like balancing social life. did you feel like you weren't, like, this is not what an 18-year-old should be doing? Is that the mindset you had? Or was it more just like you wanted that decision-making process to be relieved? Or was it both? Like, I'm just wondering if you could touch on that.
School and being around people that have no idea how a YouTube channel works. All they do is like watch a few YouTube videos every now and then, you know, like they brought normalcy to my life. I don't surround myself with a lot of influencer people because especially the business that we do, it can turn into like this competition about you like comparing views and numbers. And for me, what determines the success of a video is my normal ass friends watching it and then texting me being like, yo, I watched your new video. It was dope. Like that's how I feel like I filmed a good video. And I just like having that balance. I like talking to them about boys and like this professor that they have that's really bugging them because I'm already so focused on brand deals and views and analytics on my YouTube channel that like if I was only surrounded by people who are also worried about the same thing, I feel like I would jump out the window.
And that's so interesting to me. I know exactly what you mean. All my friends are either entrepreneurs or YouTubers. I can't remember the last conversation that was just like about how was your day? How are you doing? Like, how are you actually doing? Because I think, and I don't mind it because they're not bad people. It's just like the tendency is like, so how'd you get those views? What's the click-through rate? What's the thumbnail? And I enjoy it. It's not like I don't like it, but I just can't remember the last time I had like a normal conversation.
Yeah, I totally understand. Do you ever feel like you are like doing the most just because you don't have that safe net?
Yeah, I think there's a couple insecurities that comes with it, right? Because the only way I can define myself is now only in business. When you think about it, when you strap away your social life, your school life, your everything, the only way you can actually give yourself a self-worth is work. The only thing that I think about when I go to bed is, did I work hard enough today? Did I make enough money? Did I get enough views? Like, that's the thing that gets in my mind because I strapped away everything else. And I do have to say that analytical mind helps me. It's actually a blessing, but I think it's something where it will probably genuinely make me burnt out, and it has already. So I never took the chance to really just sit down with my feelings and be like, I don't think I'm living a 18, 19-year-old life. Am I okay with that? Like, did I give myself the permission? And I think I was too knee deep in it. It's kind of like the quote, it's too big to fail. I think that's my mindset with everything, but there's benefits and cons, what they're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely understand what you're saying. And you shouldn't feel like you're the only person that thinks about, like, I'm the same way. Sometimes I still go to bed being like, oh, did I work hard enough? I think it's just...
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's this strain that every YouTuber has in their DNA of like self-motivation and just pushing themselves, you know, because you're your own boss and no one's going to tell you what to do. And that comes with a lot of responsibilities and pressure. And honestly, like, yeah, it sucks at times, but that's what's getting you successful. So like, if you didn't have those pressures and, you know, sometimes feeling a little less human because you are analytical, like, you wouldn't have a successful career.
Do you believe that education is essential when it comes to being successful?
I think education is 100% essential to being successful, but it does not have to be through the traditional route at all. You can educate yourself in whatever way pleases you, whether that's reading books, being up to date with the news, because I think knowledge is power. If you know stuff, you're gonna have an upper hand at all situations in life. And yeah, that's what I think.
Just to add on to that, I think I agree with that statement. However, I also disagree. Education in any form is crucial. It doesn't have to be school, like Hailey said, but I genuinely think that it's education plus making mistakes. Like, you can't just learn and not do. And I feel like that is what makes you successful. You read a book, but you're not able to go out in the real world and really just execute. And I think too many people think either education's it and that it's only what they need, but I definitely think it's also about screwing up a few times, because that's when you really learn and be successful. Okay, I think this is what I want to add. Education is reading a book, but can also look like just making mistakes. That's learning in itself. And I feel like that's a learning medium I don't think people are talking about, because that's personally how I learn. I learn by doing, making mistakes, but also reflecting. And it's a combination of both.
Yeah, definitely. You need to have some kind of knowledge to actually execute something.
True.
Like, fail or succeed in what you're doing. So like, if you're just throwing yourself out there, you can't just do without thinking. And I think knowledge comes in that thinking. So I definitely agree with you. I think you have to be able to like criticize yourself and take in constructive criticism from other sources like outside of you so that you can like improve yourself, and success comes basically from like improving yourself.